Hey there, it's Kay, and thank you so much for joining me for today's budgeting video where I have 3 whole paycheck budgets to be sharing with you guys. I haven't really been uploading any budgeting videos for February, and so today I'm just going to show you how I budgeted all 3 of my February paychecks. So let's get going on that. How have you guys been doing? Again, I haven't really been here much, and I'm so sorry about that, but I'm still kind of going through stuff. I feel like every time I've taken a step forward, I end up taking like 80 steps back, and I'm still working on myself, but I do want to make sure I share my budget with you guys just to hold myself accountable. So we're starting with Paycheck 1. Paycheck 1 is interesting. January ended up being a 3 paycheck golden month for me, and I decided to split the 3rd paycheck between January and February. So this first paycheck budget is just using up the other half of what I received in January. So this one was actually pretty easy and straightforward because I already knew the amount I was taking in from my work income and all my other incomes that I was taking in based off of my monthly budget. So the way I estimated it is actually how it came out. So fairly simple here. It's basically just going to be me copying all these numbers over. So I had $704 total for this. And I did split up my bills according to what I knew I had to take care of this month. I did split them up across my paychecks from when I expected my paycheck and when these bills are due. If you want to know more about that, you can check out the monthly budget. But I did decide to pay Spotify and Sprint for a total of $59 of fixed expenses, leaving $645. And then I like to make sure I have all my variable expenses up at the beginning of the month so that I can just spend through the month and not have to like re-up or anything. So I made sure I had all of this sitting in my checking account because I no longer do cash envelopes for my variable expenses except for laundry because I have to fill my laundry card with cash. So laundry is a special category, but everything else just kind of chills in my checking account and then gets used as I go. Whatever's left over gets rolled over into the next month. So again, because I didn't change anything from what I budgeted, everything's just carrying over like I planned it, which means I have $5 towards Nelnet B off of this one. I haven't paid my Nelnet B yet. I was actually saving the payment for the debt updates so I can do like a pay debt with me type of video like I've done in the past because you guys seem to like those. So I just want to make sure that I'm keeping track of everything. And I also have the digital copy next to me of my paycheck. So let me move on to Paycheck 2 just to see. So I do have, okay, this amount does match what I wrote. So I ended up earning a little bit more than I budgeted for in this paycheck, which is awesome. Always sets me up to be able to save more or throw a little extra towards debt. So there's that. And I did something different than my older budgets from like last year. So I started splitting up my rent. I'm not sure I'm going to continue that in March. I have to draft March's budget, especially because March's budget is going to be based off of my new income. So I may or may not be splitting rent. We will see. But I did split the rent here because the total rent, if we go back to March, would have been $821. So this one is $411. The next one should be $410. Yeah, okay, cool. Just making sure. So, because that's what I have that I wrote down on my iPad. So Safeco is the same because it's auto pay. UMass Lowell the same. Adobe is the same. The half rent is the same. And then I got my utility statement within this period, so I did pay my utilities. I did budget for an increase in utilities because we're having to run the heat a lot more. It's been pretty cold and snowy this winter for us. So I estimated 115 and it came out to 106. So let me grab my calculator because there is a slight difference here. So, well, the easiest thing would be, so 115 is 9 less. So if we take 739 minus 9 is 730. So 1012 minus 730 comes out to 282. And because I already put up front at the beginning of the month for all my variable expenses, and I didn't budget anything for saving, so even though I'm in a little bit of a surplus compared to what I budgeted for, I'm still going to take all this over and throw that towards debt. So the first one was $5 off the first paycheck. Now we have $282. So then let us carry forth to the third and final paycheck, which is where things got super exciting for me because I had a very big paycheck. So I did come up to 1548, which let me just double check here. Yep. So 1548 versus my budgeted 950. The reason for the insane difference is because I couldn't start my new job right away, so I was stuck in my old job for a couple weeks and I had a lot of travel, so I got a lot of reimbursements. So that's where the big paycheck comes from. So first things first, I have to pay the other half of my rent. So let's see, 15 to 4 is 11, so 1138. I'm gonna double check because we know I mess up the math sometimes. Okay, cool, 1138. And again, not touching variable expenses. I was very good this month. Things worked out pretty well for me there. Because I had such a surplus, I decided that I did want to throw a majority of it to savings. So we're going to take that 1138 over here. And I know that I've mentioned it before. I am just going through a lot of medical stuff right now. I started new medication. I'm going through physical therapy and stuff. It's not cheap. So I wanted to make sure that with a lot of this surplus, I was putting it into my medical fund. So I did budget $100 to save in my medical sinking fund, but I'm going to take $500 to put to the medical fund. And then I did want to save for my camera. And so I ended up going to the bank right after I drafted this budget, and I messed up because I was going to put, let me just show you really quick. So the way I had it done out was I was going to put the 100 in camera like I budgeted for, and then put $60 in everything else. So this would have made a total of $900. But since $60 was an emergency, which is my bank, I wouldn't be taking out $60 cash in that. So instead of taking out $900, I should have taken out $840, but I took out $900 of cash. So yeah, I made a boo-boo, and I don't feel like going back to like exchange the money and stuff. So nothing is going in the emergency fund, and then that extra $60 that I accidentally pulled out is going to go into the camera fund. So I'm going to put $160 into the camera fund for that. car maintenance, and then all the other ones are still gonna get 60 like I had drafted. Wait, car registration actually doesn't get any because that is full. So these two don't get any. So I have 60, 120, 180, 240, and then the 40 is 300, so 400 plus 500 is 900. So it still totaled up to like the amount of cash I came out, so like things aren't weird, at least in my bank account, but I just didn't get anything in the emergency fund just because I made that screw up, so I'll have to make sure I don't do that again. But 1138 minus 900 leaves me 238. And all of that will just go to Nelnet B so that I can make a really, really solid payment on that. Again, I'm still ahead on this payment schedule, but I don't want to jinx myself. This is particle board, so I'm not really unjinxing myself here, but I think I'm going to start falling behind soon. But it's better to be ahead and then fall back after, so I have 5 on the first one, and then 282, and then 238. So I'm just gonna notate here. So I have 238 plus 282 plus 525. Good number. So I'm going to put 525 towards my Nelnet B in my debt payoff video. I will definitely be making it a pay debt with me video, but having that number up front is going to make the video go a lot smoother for me. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. I am going to try and get back on track with filming and everything. I've printed out all March's sheets. They are in my shop if you want to take a look at them. I made this really cool like sage money inspired color. I really like it. Came out pretty sick. So I can't wait to set all of that up and share that with you guys. But I will definitely need some time and some patience to get that done. But anyways, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate all you guys who continue to support me and follow me through this rocky part of my life right now. Thank you guys for watching my content and buying from my shop and all of those things. They do mean a lot to me. I do notice it. I'm grateful every day to have an audience that supports me and keeps me held accountable. So thank you guys for being here, and I hope to see you down in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.